Okay, so today we're going to talk about the law of cosines. So, just like the law of sines, we can use the law of cosines to find lengths and angles of any triangle. Okay, so any triangle that we have, just not even using the Pythagorean theorem anymore, we don't have to have a right angle, but we can have any triangle that we're looking for. Okay, so so if we've got this and I wanted to find my side A here, okay, so if I wanted to find A, it would be A squared, okay, it would be equal to the two other sides squared, okay, minus 2 times the other sides times cosine of angle A. Okay, so if I wanted to find B, side B, okay, so I would find the opposite sides, so C squared plus A squared, then I would say minus 2, okay, AC, or CA, whichever, times cosine, and you're looking for side B, so it's going to be cosine of that B, so whatever that angle is. Okay, C, same thing, so it's going to be A squared plus a B squared minus 2 times the opposite sides, the other sides, times cosine of the angle C. Okay, all right, so this is our law of cosines. You can do it, so it's always the sum of the other two sides squared minus 2 times the other two sides times cosine of the side of the angle opposite of the side that you're looking at. Okay? All right, let's look here. All right, so if I wanted to find what x is, okay, I'm trying to find what x is, and I know the angle that is opposite of that, and I also know the sides, the other sides, know what those are equal to. Okay, so how I find this is I'm going to say x squared is equal to 7 squared plus a 12 squared, okay, minus 2 times 7 times 12 times cosine of that angle. So that's your sides that you know right now. And then this is the angle that's opposite of what we're trying to find. Okay? Good. So 7 squared, so that gives you a 49, plus 12 squared, which is a 144. Okay? Times 2 times 7, which is 14. 14 times 12, which is a 168. Times cosine of 65. Make sure your calculator is in degree mode. Okay? So when you input this in, put this in your calculator, so this is going to be, 49 plus 144 minus 168 times cosine of 65 is roughly 0.4226. Okay, multiply that times 168. So that's going to be about a 70.99. Okay, so 49 plus 144 is 193. So 193 minus 70.9999 gives you a 122.001. Okay, that's my answer, right? Okay, so what do we have to do now? Okay, to find, we'll have to take the square root of both sides, so the square root of that value. Okay, is roughly an 11.05. Okay. Okay, let's do another one here. So if I wanted to find that side x, okay, the difference in how you're going to know when to use the law of sines and law of cosines is basically you're going to know one angle for cosines, okay, and hopefully you'll know two sides there, okay. Okay. So I'm looking for this side, and I know this angle here, okay. I know these two sides, so that's what I'm going to square. So I'm going to say x squared is equal to 8 squared plus 14 squared minus 2 times 8 times 14 times the cosine of that angle 67. Okay? 8 squared is 64. Okay, 2 times 8 times 14 is what, 224? Okay, so 64 plus 196 is what, 260 minus 224 times cosine of 67. Make sure your calculator is in degrees, so that's a 0.3907. And multiply that times 224, and then minus 260. Okay, so you should get a 172.476. Okay, now that's not my answer because now I've got to take the square roots of both sides. So now take the square root of that answer. So that's going to give you your x is then going to be 13.13. Okay, so that is your law of cosines. Okay. Okay, it's your law of cosines, especially when you're trying to find a side. Now, what if you were trying to find an angle? Maybe you know all the sides. Okay, so now I know all the sides, but I'm trying to find the angle. So my variable is going to be a little bit in a different spot. Okay, so let's look here. So this is the angle that I'm trying to find. So I'm going to take cosine of that angle. And the side that's opposite of that, okay, is going to be on the other side of my equal sign. Okay, so this is going to be an 18 squared is now going to be equal to the square of the opposite, the other two sides. Okay, so 25 squared plus 20 squared minus 2 times 25 times 20 times the cosine of whatever the x is. Okay, so remember, these two things inside of here, so this angle has to be opposite that side that's on the other side. Okay, all right, so 25 squared gives you 625. 20 squared is 400. 18 squared is 324. 2 times 25 times 20 is going to give you 1,000. Okay, so 625 minus or plus 400 So this is going to be a 1025 minus 1,000 times cosine of x. Subtract. Now you'll subtract 1025 on both sides. So you're going to get a negative 701 okay, and then divide both sides by a negative 1,000. Okay, so you're going to get a 0.701. Remember to solve for x there, then you will take the inverse of now that number. So that degree there is going to be 45.49. Okay, so remember, most important thing here is that this side right here has to be the side that's opposite of the angle that we are looking for. Okay, those two things have to be opposite of each other. So the placement of the values is very, very important. Okay, all right, so now you found if you need to find a side, and then if you need to find an angle. All right, so finish up your worksheets and you'll have a great day.